I just wanted you to see how good this soil looks, even without being amended with anything. It's been sitting here for several weeks without me removing that top layer of mulch, and it is moist. Okay, and look, it's not compact at all. Now I just kind of hand cultivated it, right, or um, loosened it up by hand, not even using a hand tool or some type of rake or anything. And I was able to loosen that soil right up, and look how light and fluffy it is, and it's good, rich, and dark. Haven't done anything to it. Now, of course, I'm going to amend this soil. I will be adding like a fertilizer, maybe a little more perlite. But in actuality, I could plant out just the way it is. Of course, add fertilizer. Fertilizer is key. A slow release fertilizer in the soil is key. But honestly, I could use it just the way it is. Okay, so I cleared out all of the mulch. Of course, I saved the mulch. What I did was like I always do, I sifted it with my little sifter here. And I'm going to reuse that old mulch, but I removed that top layer, and then I just kind of loosened up the soil. I did it by hand. It was just that soft and pliable. I was able to just use my hand to just kind of break up the soil. As you can see, it's nice, light, and airy. I've added perlite. I added a fertilizer, slow release fertilizer. And like I said, I've been favoring this one by Fertilome, because it has a lot of good essential micronutrients that I really, really like. It has manganese, it has boron, it has zinc, things like that. Plus the NPK is really, really good, 11, 15, 11. So I use that on the entire bed. I also use this, and that's because I like the beneficial soil microbes, and it has mycorrhiza. So I use this in it also. And I mixed it all in, okay? So now I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of, this is composted cow manure. I'm just gonna sprinkle a light layer of that on top also, just to add on some more nutrients. And then this bed will be ready for planting. Looked like I brought over just enough to cover this entire bed. So this is composted cow manure that I'm using. Look, the AC just went off, kicked off, but I think my mic is really, really good, so you probably was able to hear me, even though the AC was on. There we go. If not, I'll fix that when I do my editing. Okay, so we're pretty much good to go. Just a layer of composted cow manure on top. And we're ready to plant out. Now, the reason why I didn't mess with this area right here, and you can see the mulch is still on there. There's a cucumber plant here. This is straight 8. And actually, if you go around the back, if you see that back there, I actually have some cucumbers coming. I don't know how. Oh, look at that one right there. That's a nice one. It's actually stuck in the net. I'll turn the camera where you can see it. Let me see. Look, there's one cucumber right there. I actually had to move it off the net. Okay, here's another one here. That one needs to be moved off the net also. Or it'll grow larger inside the net. It'll get stuck in there. It's right on the edge of the bed, so it's not going to be in the way. So I have all this room from here to here to plant whatever I want to plant. Okay. The roots. Look at that root. There we go. Okay, so I've uprooted the eggplants, so now all that's left to do is to clean up this area. Okay, that was simple enough. I only have one eggplant left now. To tell you the truth, I don't want to, I see a little lizard on there. I don't want to mess with it. I want to leave this one for a while longer. I'm going to leave it. But the other eggplants, I'll step back so you can see. Okay. So I hope I have it trained in the right area. I do. Good. All right. Remember I had two other large the plants right here. As you can see, it is gone. This is what I worked on yesterday. I uprooted those two eggplants and I cleaned up the area. I removed the mulch. This one was so good and full, I didn't even have to add soil. On that raised bed over there that I just cleaned up, I did on one side, I added a little more soil. Not much, but I wanted to bring it back up, the soil line back up to a certain level. So one side was fine. That's my son Josh. One side was perfectly fine, but then I added more soil to the other side and just brought the soil line back up to a certain level. On this bed, I didn't have to do anything but clean it up, soften up that soil, add some perlite, a fertilizer, a little composted cow manure, and then I planted out more celery. I actually have 6 of them right here. So I have 6 celery plants here. So that's so 6 here, 3 over there. So far I have 9 celery plants planted out already. So, oh, and another good thing. When I sift my soil to separate the soil, the light, loose, airy soil, from those big, large particles of wood, I keep that and I reuse it as mulch. It's just much finer than that big, thick, those chunks of wood that's in the brown mulch. You know, that's universally used throughout the garden and in people's garden beds and all of that, flower beds. I use that as mulch in my garden. But I reuse when I sift the soil. All right, Joshi. When I sift the soil and these particles come out that are, in my opinion, perfect to be used as mulch. It's the perfect size. It's much lighter than the heavier wood. So I reused it. And also it's organic material. So I just use that and to mulch in this area where my celery is. So I'm going to bring you a little closer and turn the camera down so you can actually see that. Hey everybody, I'm going to see if I can step out of the way. But I wanted you to see where you see what I'm using as mulch here. See how it's much finer, much smaller little chips of wood. So you can see the difference. I'm going to go over to the other side of the bed where I use the regular mulch, brown mulch. You see how big and chunky it is? And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm never going to stop using this mulch in my garden. Okay? But over here where the celery is, do you see how it's much finer? And also there's kind of just bits of organic material mixed in there also. Okay? That's what I'm using as mulch on this side. Yeah, the steak's still stuck in there. I wanted it out. There's still a lot more large pieces of wood in there than I like, but I think it's going to be okay. All right. I think this will be good for now. As I go along, I'll like pull out any large roots or whatever that I want to pull out of here. But for the most part, we're good. Just wanted to show you how I clear out the bed and get it ready. Normally, I'm much more meticulous than this, but I'm kind of in a hurry today because, with daylight savings time, it gets darker sooner. So, all right, you guys, my bed is made.